Year 3240. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. 9 of the strongest alien empires, each ruling vast sectors of space, had united under a single banner. Their goal was simple: enslave Earth and crush humanity forever.
Armadas.
Millions of ships strong descended toward the blue planet like black clouds swallowing the sun. Each vessel bristled with weapons, their firepower enough to destroy continents in minutes. Humanity's defenses, once proud, looked fragile in comparison. On Earth, cities trembled under the constant hum of engines and the shadow of colossal starships. The human population had learned fear. Resistance was met with immediate punishment. Labor camps spread across continents, factories worked by chains of humans, and massive harvests of resources sent to alien homeworlds. For decades, humans had been mocked as weak, broken, powerless. Alien schools taught children that humans were easily crushed, that they had no hope of rebellion, that their fight had ended the moment the first fleets landed. But some among the aliens whispered doubts. In the High Council of the United Galactic Alliance, leaders argued about Earth. The chamber was vast, circular, lit by pale green lights that flickered with the power of countless energy cores. Alien voices filled the air, each more arrogant than the last. "We have crushed their fleets," boomed Admiral Vork of the Vorth Dominion. "Their defenses are useless. Within 5 cycles, Earth will belong to us." General Threx of the Zorath Empire laughed, a sound like grinding stone. "Has already begun. They work our minds, obey our commands. What more do you fear?" Yet even as they spoke, sensors aboard the Council's observation platforms picked up something strange. A faint signal, moving fast, almost like a ghost. It was human. "No," hissed Commander Kira of the Lyran Collective. "Cannot be. Humans have no communication left. They have no ships, no technology. This is impossible." The signal intensified, reaching the Council chambers directly. Every monitor lit up with flickering static, then a voice echoed across every channel. "We were never your slaves. We were only waiting." The room fell silent. Even the most arrogant leaders froze. The words were simple, but the tone carried. Centuries of patience and something far more dangerous: certainty. "Explain this," demanded Admiral Vork, slamming his clawed hand onto the console. "This is nonsense. Humans are chained. They cannot speak freely." But the signal repeated, each time clearer, more commanding. "We were never your slaves. We were only waiting." Panic spread quickly. It's aliens who had believed themselves. Rulers of the galaxy now exchanged uneasy glances. Some laughed nervously, as if mocking themselves for fearing a species they thought broken. Others whispered in terror. Could it be a trap? One Zorath scientist murmured, "They have had decades to plan, to learn." We did not crush them completely. The Council erupted into chaos. Orders clashed with fears. Some leaders demanded immediate strikes, fleets be sent to locate the source. Others argued for caution, fearing that a single misstep could awaken something they were not prepared to face. Meanwhile on Earth, humans moved silently. Chained and beaten in appearance, they hid in plain sight. In labor camps and factories, they worked without complaint, but every glance, every whispered code, carried careful planning. No alien noticed the small machines hidden in ruins, the supplies stockpiled beneath rubble, the signals sent secretly into deep space. The aliens could not see the calm determination that flowed beneath the surface. They saw only obedience. Back in the Council chamber, the transmissions continued. Every Council member heard the same chilling message repeated over and over, embedding doubt like poison. "We were never your slaves. We were only waiting." Some dismissed it as propaganda or hallucination. Others felt a cold shiver down their spines. The words were too precise, too alive. They carried not fear, but power. Admiral Vork roared, "Send the fleets. Crush them again. Silence this audacity." But no one moved. The fleets were already in orbit around Earth, monitoring, firing, observing, but still, nothing could locate. The source of the signal vanished and reappeared, always beyond reach, like a shadow slipping through their grasp. Commander Kira stepped forward. "It is not just a message," she warned. "It is a warning. Something is coming. I feel it in my circuits. They are watching us." Her words went largely ignored, though some of the council members could not shake the feeling. Even the Vorth Dominion, known for their cruelty, exchanged worried looks. For the first time in centuries, they felt vulnerable. The humans, meanwhile, continued their silent preparation. Across the globe, in hidden bunkers, workshops, and abandoned cities they built. Not for war yet, but for patience. For the moment when the chains would break, and the galaxy would see that humanity had never truly been enslaved. As the alien fleets hovered, waiting for signs of rebellion, they did not notice the small glimmers of Earth's hidden strength. They did not notice the careful lines of strategy forming in minds that had been forced into submission. They did not notice that centuries of patience were about to erupt into a force beyond comprehension. And then, just before the first wave of fleets attempted a strike, the transmission returned, sharper and clearer than ever. "We were never your slaves. We were only waiting." A hush fell across the council chamber. Silence, heavier than gravity. The galaxy, for the first time in history, realized that humanity might not only survive, might be ready to rise. And somewhere beneath the alien gaze, Earth held its breath, waiting for the right moment to strike. The chains of unity had formed around the planet. But chains can be broken, and patience can be deadly. The galaxy believed Earth was broken. Humans were enslaved, scattered across worlds, forced to serve alien masters without question. Yet beneath the surface, something stirred. In the labor camps on Earth, humans moved silently, obeying orders with quiet precision. 2 alien overseers, they were weak, obedient, and predictable. They carried their chains without complaint, yet every glance between humans spoke volumes. Every whispered code carried messages across the camps. No one noticed, but every moment of silence was a plan forming, a strategy being written in secret. On the planet Torvis, a Lyran overseer watched his human workers. "They are simple creatures," he said, his voice full of disdain. "Nothing more than slaves. Nothing can change that." But when he turned away, one human worker slipped. A small device under the crates, tiny, unnoticeable, it hummed faintly, sending signals into deep space. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the alien High Council continued to debate Earth's fate. Admiral Vork argued for stronger control. "If we tighten the chains, we will break them forever. There is no rebellion left, only obedience." "General." Threk shook his head. "Obedience is not enough. I sense something we cannot see. There is a calmness in their silence. Too much calmness. I fear it." The other council members laughed. "Fear from humans? You've watched them crushed for centuries." "They are nothing," one scoffed. But Threx did not laugh. Even he did. Not fully understand what he sensed? Across countless years of conquest, he had never felt the kind of patience that humans carried. Their silence was not weakness. It was preparation. And in the shadows, humans moved like ghosts. In factories across Earth, human engineers had secretly repaired and built new machines. Old alien tech was scavenged, studied, and reworked. What appeared to be small, harmless labor robots were actually spying devices, observing every alien movement and reporting back in silent code. Humans adapted quickly, learning the ways of the conquerors faster than the aliens could imagine. At night, beneath the ruined cities and abandoned metropolises, small groups of humans met in hidden chambers. They spoke in whispers, planning, training, sharing knowledge. Each group was small, careful, yet every action was part of a larger strategy. "Patience is our weapon," one human leader whispered to the others. "They think we are weak. They do not know we have waited centuries for this moment. Every chain they've placed on us only made us stronger." Above them, alien fleets hovered in orbit, monitoring, controlling, believing humanity was broken. The chains had done their job, or so they thought. Then, in the council chamber, the mysterious human transmission returned. The council had long debated its meaning. Was it a trick? A threat? Or madness? But the message had changed slightly this time. Clearer, sharper. We were never your slaves. We were only waiting. You have built your chains. For us to break, gasps echoed through the chamber. Some laughed nervously. Others turned pale, realizing the subtle threat hidden in the words. Commander Kira leaned forward. Do you hear? That they are not merely defying us. They are warning us. We have underestimated them. Admiral Vork waved his claws dismissively. Warnings mean nothing. We hold the chains. They obey. Fear is in their eyes. The galaxy believed it had Earth under control. Alien fleets patrolled the skies, colonies enforced strict laws, and every human worker was monitored. Yet beneath the calm surface, a storm was growing. In the outer sectors, isolated patrols began to vanish. At first, commanders thought it was a malfunction, space debris, or enemy ambush. But the reports multiplied. Fleets disappearing, entire convoys lost, no distress signals sent. The disappearances were precise, surgical, impossible to explain. Admiral Vork of the Vorth Dominion slammed his claws on the console. Impossible. Every patrol was monitored. Every ship tracked. How can they vanish? General Threx leaned over his holographic display, showing a map of lost ships. This is no accident. Something is hunting them, something intelligent. Across alien worlds, panic began to creep in. The Council realized the humans were more than passive slaves. Were moving quietly, learning, observing. They were. Preparing on Earth, humans were already in motion. Small squads moved across secret tunnels beneath cities. They retrieved hidden caches of alien technology, reprogramming drones and ships that had been left abandoned. Every piece of alien machinery they touched became part of a growing arsenal. They think we are weak, whispered one human leader to another. Let them watch. Let them fear. The spark comes when they least expect it, in the deep space. Beyond Earth, the first signs of humanity's hidden fleet began to appear. Small ships, sleek and fast, appeared near sectors thought empty. They moved silently, coordinated with precision that no alien intelligence could match. Alien scouts reported these movements. Some thought they were hallucinations. Others claimed it was a trick of the sensors. But soon, entire fleets vanished. Alien captains sent messages, desperate, panicked. Sir, we've lost another convoy. No trace. No debris. Nothing. The council convened immediately. Alien leaders argued, shouted, and blamed each other. They are rebelling. One cried. Impossible, they are chained. Another shouted, then explained the disappearances. Demanded Elder Vara of the Lyrans, her silver eyes wide with fear. Admiral Vork glared at the council chamber. We crushed them centuries ago. Obedient. This is trickery. It cannot be humans. But Threx shook his head. We have underestimated them. They are not what we think. They are patient and clever. We may have awoken something we cannot control. Meanwhile, across Earth, humans were ready. Each disappearance of alien ships was carefully planned. Every patrol lost was a message, a warning. Humanity was not rising yet. They were testing, studying, and gathering strength. A human commander, cloaked in the shadow of an abandoned city, activated a hidden communication array. A small voice spoke across the galaxy, reaching alien fleets and council chambers alike. Do you see now? You thought we were weak? You thought your chains could bind us. We are patient. We are precise. And soon, you will understand why you feared the humans for so long. The message was simple, but it carried the weight of centuries. Panic spread. Leaders who had once mocked Earth now feared it. Stories spread among alien soldiers about entire fleets disappearing in an instant, as if the humans had learned to bend space itself. Council meetings became chaotic. Every member debated the impossible. Were humans using technology they should never have mastered? Were they hiding fleets far stronger than any known in the galaxy? On a small remote world, Commander Kira of the Lyran fleet watched the reports on her console. It is happening, she whispered. They are preparing something. we cannot stop it. Some alien leaders began to reconsider. Maybe we underestimated patience, one admitted quietly. Maybe this species is dangerous beyond measure, and that was the truth. Humanity's patience had been their greatest weapon. Chain, every labor camp, every insult had been absorbed, studied, and turned into strength. Across the galaxy, a feeling of fear spread. Not the fear of battle, not the fear of weapons, the fear of something unknown. The humans were coming, but no one knew exactly when, or how, or what form their vengeance would take. Back on Earth, the hidden human fleet assembled. Drones, ships, and warriors moved in perfect synchronization. Every device, every weapon, every strategy was rehearsed in silence. They were ready to strike not yet, but the spark had already been lit. In the council chamber, the human transmission returned, stronger than before. Every alien hearing it felt its power. We are no longer your slaves. We are the storm you cannot control. You have waited for centuries to see us broken, but it is you who are now in danger. Silence fell. Even the bravest alien soldiers froze. Fear spread faster than fire across the galaxy.
Admiral Voris
slammed his claws in frustration. This is impossible. They are still chained. How can they strike now? Threx leaned closer to the console, his voice trembling. Patience. They waited for this moment. They have never forgotten. And now, the spark is here. In space, the first small fleets of humans moved, unseen, striking with precision. Alien commanders sent desperate messages, but no one answered. Ships were gone, patrols vanished, and the Council realized a terrifying truth. Humanity had not only survived, it had planned. The galaxy held its breath, because the first spark had been struck, and when the fire comes, no one would be safe. The galaxy had never witnessed silence like this before. Alien fleets hovered tens of thousands of kilometers above Earth, scanning, monitoring, waiting for any sign of rebellion. But the humans were silent, patient, hidden in plain sight. Then, without warning, the silence broke. From hidden sectors across the system, human ships appeared. They were small at first, fast, precise, impossible to detect with normal sensors. But they were more than ships. They were the first strike of a hidden fleet humanity had built in. Secret. Every vessel was modified, every weapon improved, every maneuver rehearsed for decades. Admiral Vork of the Vorth Dominion stared at the monitors. Impossible. Where did these ships come from? We track every system around Earth. General Threx's claws tightened on the console. Does not matter. They are here, and they are organized. This is not a rebellion. It is a war we cannot contain. The humans moved like a single organism. Every ship, every fighter, every strike was calculated. Alien supply lines were cut first. Convoys carrying weapons and resources vanished in bursts of light before they even left orbit. Communication arrays were disabled without a single shot fired directly at them. This is not simple resistance, said Elder Vara of the Lyran Council, her silver eyes wide. This is strategy, intelligence. They are not just humans, they are predators in patience. On the ground, alien overseers panicked. Humans who had appeared obedient now acted with subtle defiance. Small groups sabotaged machinery, rerouted power, and freed other humans without alarms triggering. Every act was precise, coordinated, unstoppable. The council convened urgently. Alien leaders debated, shouted, and tried to form strategies. But every plan failed before it was even spoken. Humanity's strikes were everywhere, too fast to counter, too clever to predict. Admiral Vork slammed his clawed fist against his console. Deploy the fleets. Destroy them before they spread. But as the orders were given, human ships moved in waves. Their weapons fired with precision. Entire squadrons of alien fighters disintegrated before they could react. Alien capital ships were damaged, some destroyed, others forced into retreat. The humans did not attack recklessly. They struck only when victory was certain. From the council chamber, Elder Vara watched the chaos unfold. It is not a war of numbers, she whispered. It is a war of mind, patience, and cunning. They planned this for centuries. On Earth, human leaders coordinated strikes through encrypted signals. Factories, laboratories, and secret bunkers became command centers. Humans were no longer working for survival, they were leading the counterstrike, teaching the galaxy that Earth's chains had been illusions. The first alien fleets began to retreat in panic. Fleets that had dominated the stars for centuries now fled from a species they thought broken. The Council tried to maintain order, but the reports kept coming. Entire worlds were resisting simultaneously. Alien patrols vanished, supply lines collapsed, and colonies once loyal to their masters revolted. Commander Kira of the Lyrans whispered, "They are not just fighting, they are reclaiming. Every move, every strike, is a lesson to the galaxy." Humanity has risen. Across every system, the human message became clear. For decades, the aliens had thought themselves masters. They had believed Earth broken. They had forgotten one simple truth. Humans had patience beyond measure, courage beyond fear, and intelligence beyond expectation. Then the transmissions returned, echoing across every channel in the galaxy. "Your fleets cannot hold us. Your weapons cannot stop us. Yeah, we thought we were slaves. We were only waiting." The galaxy had never known such fear. Alien fleets that once ruled thousands of star systems now scrambled in chaos. Worlds that had been enslaved for centuries now burned with rebellion, guided by humans who had waited silently for this moment. Admiral Vork's claws trembled as he watched reports flood the council chamber. Entire armadas, previously thought invincible, had been destroyed or captured. Supply lines were gone, communication hubs obliterated. Every corner of the galaxy whispered the same terrifying truth. Humanity had returned and they were unstoppable. General Threx stared at the holomap, silent. "We underestimated them. We underestimated patience, cunning, and intelligence." His voice was tight with fear. "They are not weak. They are perfection in strategy. And they are everywhere at once." Across alien worlds, leaders convened desperate councils. Some tried to organize new armies, but human strikes had already crippled their capacity. Ships that were meant to defend entire planets vanished without a trace. Human forces, small but precise, struck again and again, leaving no chance for recovery. In the council chamber, Elder Vara's silver eyes scanned the chaos reports. "They are not just winning," she whispered. "They are teaching the galaxy a lesson. Every victory shows our weakness. Every strike exposes our arrogance." Alien commanders began to surrender. One by one, worlds sent messages to humanity, begging for mercy. "We offer obedience," a Vare planetary governor transmitted. "We will follow your rules. Spare our fleets, spare our people." Admiral Vork slammed his claws in frustration. "How can they accept surrender? They are just humans." "Are weak? And yet. His words trailed off as he realized the truth he had denied for centuries. Humanity was no longer weak. It had patience, intelligence, and strategy that no empire could match. Meanwhile, humans did not celebrate. From hidden command centers on Earth and remote stations across the galaxy, they moved carefully, ensuring that every strike was precise, every lesson was taught. Humanity's counterstrike was not chaos, it was deliberate, exact, and terrifyingly effective. Across the alien empire, fleets surrendered without a fight. Worlds that had once raised armies against humanity now offered everything at humanity's command. For the first time, the galaxy realized that humans had not just survived, they had grown stronger while under the chains of slavery. Commander Kale, a human leader, addressed the galaxy through encrypted broadcasts. His voice was calm, unyielding, and commanding. "Your empires thought they could enslave us. They built chains, imposed orders, crushed our cities, and forced our labor. But we endured. We learned. We waited. Now the galaxy sees the truth. We are not weak, and we are not. Yours to command." The alien council struggled to respond. Messages flew back and forth. Arguments erupted, but no one could deny the reality. Humanity's fleets were precise, their strikes devastating, and their strategy beyond comprehension. Fear spread faster than any firestorm out on a distant planet. The Vare commander whispered to his generals, "We must obey. They are not humans anymore. They are masters of war, masters of patience. The galaxy bends under them. We cannot resist." Even those who had mocked Earth for centuries felt the weight of submission. "Should have never touched their planet," admitted a Lyran elder quietly. "We broke them, or so we thought. Now the galaxy is on its knees before humanity." Humanity did not demand complete obedience, yet they offered terms, not mercy. Worlds surrendered, fleets bowed, and empires that had dominated the galaxy for centuries humbled themselves. The chains of alien power had broken before the storm of humanity's return. Back on Earth, humans observed the results silently. They had struck, but they had not yet unleashed their full power. Every victory was a warning, every surrendered fleet a lesson. Humanity's patience had allowed them to build strength in secrecy. And now the galaxy understood the price of underestimating humans. Admiral Vork's final report to the Council was brief. "They were never our slaves. They were always waiting." And now, the galaxy bends before them. The human transmission returned once again, echoing across the stars. "Your empires are broken. Your fleets are humbled. Your councils kneel. You demanded slaves, and you created rulers." Followed the broadcast. Across every world, every fleet, and every council, fear settled in like a shadow. Alien leaders whispered, debated, and trembled. The galaxy had witnessed the truth. Humanity had returned, not as victims, not as rebels, but as masters. And in the quiet, a single thought spread through every corner of the council chambers. No one could stop them. Not armies, not weapons, not cunning. Humanity had waited, learned, and struck with perfection. Elder Vara looked at the flickering monitors and whispered, "The galaxy thought Earth was broken. Now it knows the truth. And it fears the storm. That has just begun." The galaxy was on its knees. Humanity had risen from chains, silence, and mockery to claim its place among the stars. But even as the empires surrendered, humans knew this was only the beginning. The universe would learn what patience, intelligence, and determination could achieve on. The galaxy would never forget the name of Earth again. The galaxy was silent. For decades, alien empires had believed themselves masters of the stars. They had enslaved humanity, broken their cities, and forced them to work under chains. They thought Earth was weak, broken, and obedient. Oh, every empire knew the truth. Humanity had returned, not as slaves, not as rebels, but as rulers. The hidden fleets, the patient planning, the precise strikes, they had crushed every resistance. Entire worlds that once dominated the stars now bowed to humans. On Earth, in secret command centers, humans observed the galaxy with calm eyes. Their strategy had worked perfectly. No empire had been able to resist. No fleet had escaped their control. Every victory had been planned, every strike carefully executed. Humanity had waited for centuries for this moment. Commander Kale stepped forward to the main transmission console. Behind him, screens showed the galaxy, fleets surrendering, planets kneeling, councils trembling. Humanity's voice would speak to every corner of space. He pressed the final command, and the transmission began. "Empires of the galaxy, listen carefully." Kale's voice echoed through every system. "You enslaved us. You mocked us. You believed we were weak. You built chains around our planet, around our people, thinking we could never rise. You were wrong." Across the stars, alien leaders listened in disbelief. Fleets froze, soldiers paused, and even the bravest commanders felt a chill. Humanity was speaking directly to them, not just in words, but in power, in dominance, in the truth that no empire had ever faced. Kale continued, voice steady. "For centuries, we endured your cruelty. We studied your methods. We waited while you thought us broken. And now, the time has come. We are not your slaves. We are the rulers you could never imagine." The transmission pulsed through communication networks, reaching every planet, every fleet, every council. The message was simple, but terrifying. Humans were no longer hiding. They were no longer patient. Your empires are humbled. Your fleets have fallen. Your councils bow before our strategy, our strength, our patience. You demanded slaves. And you created rulers. Now the galaxy will learn what it means to underestimate humanity. Even the Vorth Dominion, which had once ruled thousands of systems, trembled. Admiral Vork's claws shook as he listened. The fleets he had commanded were gone. Supply lines he relied on were destroyed. Every world that had served his empire was now under human control. General Threx looked around the council chamber. We were fools, he whispered. We broke them. And yet, we never truly defeated them. They waited, and now they are beyond us. Across the galaxy, similar whispers spread. Alien. Soldiers, officials, and citizens alike realized that humanity was no longer a single planet, they were a force. Patient, intelligent, united, and unstoppable. Kale's voice continued, softer now, yet sharper than any weapon. We do not seek revenge. We do not destroy for pleasure, but we demand respect. You will remember the chains you placed upon us, and you will never make the same mistake again. Humanity rises, and the galaxy will obey. For hours, the transmission repeated, reaching every corner of space. Some aliens attempted to resist. Some fleets tried to hide. But it was too late. Humanity's influence stretched farther than any weapon, stronger than any fleet. The galaxy had learned that patience, intelligence, and determination could not be stopped. On Earth, Kale deactivated the transmission. Silence filled the command center. No cheers, no celebration. Humans were calm, as always. Every move, every strike, every broadcast had been calculated, precise, and perfect.